Hey guys, ik heb iets heel erg leuks staan op de planning voor de komende dagen. Ik mag namelijk de cast van The Chosen ontvangen. Ik mag onder andere Maria Magdalena, Jacobus en Tyler Thompson, co-writer van de serie, gaan interviewen. Maar voordat we dat gaan doen, gaan we ze eerst even ons geliefd Amsterdam laten zien.
There's a unicorn.
There's like a horse with a horn coming out.
So can you share a few first impressions
I want
of
to
the
bike
Netherlands?
everywhere. I want to rent a bike and just go cycling all day.
Yeah.
Wait, let
Well,
me
even
get
just
this.
the ground we're walking on is older than anything in our country, and it's like that alone is just mind blowing to me.
And I love that everything's still like livable here in these old, like, you know, ancient
It
buildings.
keeps its charm.
Yeah.
In Europe and the Netherlands specifically, we became more of a secular country. We used to be more religious, especially Christianity, but now that's on the low a bit. What do you think that the impact could be of the Chosen series in a country like the Netherlands?
Like you can enjoy it without being religious or having a specific belief system. It's good entertainment, it's good storytelling. But then also knowing that there was a history of Christianity here, it might be a cool way to like get in touch with that history of the country, you know?
Countries that are becoming more secular, America included, I think a lot of it has to do with trauma from, you know, certain aspects of religion, and I think the secular groups are kind of still interested in the idea of faith and religion and of all of that, but The Chosen kind of focuses on the most important aspects, which is, you know, that love and that acceptance and that empathy and that compassion, and I think that can draw anyone in, whether they're, you know, a believer in that particular religion or not.
Yeah, we've walked by like a few cathedrals, and sometimes in cathedrals there's stained glass portraits of Jesus and the disciples or stone statues, and I think The Chosen like brings them to life and actually puts flesh and bone and makes them relatable, real people, and that could draw someone in.
Yeah. So in the series you have an accent as well, which isn't your natural accent. How did that come into existence?
Did you guys write it that way? Was
We
that the
intended there to
plan?
be accents.
Okay,
Yeah, Middle Eastern.
I used my great-grandmother's accent that I grew up kind of playing around with. It was Armenian and Italian, so it was kind of close. And then whenever I booked it, they sent videos of like, this is what it should be. So we tweaked it to be a little more Middle Eastern. Okay, so can you do an accent from The Chosen?
I'm terrible with accents, but I'll give it a try. You have a dialect coach,
Yeah.
right? Be my dialect coach.
I gotta get into it.
Get into
Let
your
me get
role.
emotional.
Yeah.
I was one way and now I am completely different.
And now I am completely different.
That was good. Yeah.
Thanks guys for teaching me. Ja, The Chosen is in Nederland en om ze even onder te dompelen in de typisch Nederlandse cultuur gaan we ze natuurlijk even wat erg Nederlandse hapjes laten proeven. So we brought here for you a tasting experience.
Oh.
And the first piece that we have here is a typical Dutch breakfast. It's called hagelslag.
Oh, it's like dessert.
Yep, I'm moving to Holland.
So next up we have the licorice. This is the chewy type. I love those. They get like stuck in your teeth and you're just chewing it.
That is intense.
It's like really tasty rubber.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite snack during break of filming?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
An apple or something?
I never do that.
No.
It's too healthy.
Yeah.
Actors, they're very image conscious. Writers, we eat all we want.
I also get like excited and nervous and my stomach start gurgling or grumbling.
Yeah.
We're mic'd and they can hear
and
every
also,
little
like,
thing.
they're like shouting in each other's faces and kissing, and like you don't want like breath.
Who's
you know?
kissing on the show?
Shahar and Lana.
I was like, wait, is this a spoiler alert? Or... Which one was your favorite?
Gouda.
Gouda?
Yes. Really
Well,
good.
thanks for tasting and trying with us.
Oh, dank je fijn.
Yes.
I love those shoes.
Bij een officiële première hoort natuurlijk wel officiële kledij. Looking good. Hoe is het om hier vandaag te zijn?
Nou, bijzonder. Ik denk dat The Chosen een hele mooie bijdrage kan leveren om mensen door het beeld te laten zien wat de relevantie van Jezus is in het leven van nu.
And I really hope that the Dutch people get a lot out of it and enjoy it.
Ik heb een dochter die werkt bij Pathé en de grootste filmfan in onze familie. En tot mijn verrassing zegt ze over The Chosen, wauw. En nou voor het eerst op het grote scherm, dus.
What do you think is the importance of your role in your scene for the series and people watching it?
I think it's, kind of this message that just because you're different, it doesn't mean you're broken, and that they, are loved. I can't wait for people to see it.
Wat zou die Jezus nou met mijn leven van doen hebben?
Een herleving van het geloof begint als mensen zien wie God is in deze wereld.
100 miljoen mensen gingen ons al voor. Hier is The Chosen aflevering 1. Yeah, please take a seat. Is er iemand die wil reageren op de eerste aflevering die we net hebben gezien?
My name is Paul and I have the following question for the three of you. In which way this series also influence your own perception of Jesus? And my second question is, do you see Jonathan Roumie now in your prayers when you're praying to Jesus?
He plays Jesus, right? The actor that plays Jesus, yeah.
It's interesting. It's hard not to kind of picture each other's faces when you're thinking of the apostles or all of these people, because that's what we see every day on set when we're working. But I don't think of Jonathan as Jesus or anything. But it is a surreal feeling that people, for many of the characters, little James included, there's never really been a face put to little James other than sculptures and paintings and stained glass windows, and it kind of brings all of it to life a little bit more, I feel like. So yeah.
When I first started the show, I was, I think, closer to this version of Mary, the Lilith version, really not finding a lot of meaning or hope in my life.
You were thinking about quitting, right?
I was thinking about quitting acting. I was thinking about, I was in a depression. And then I booked this role. I told my agent to stop submitting me. He did anyway, and I booked it, and I wouldn't have been able to play this portion of Mary had I not gone through a lot of those things. And as she's transformed, I feel like it's been this sort of path to allow me to change too, and to grow, and to be reminded of what Jesus was really about, and his undying love for us, and the peace and the hope that comes with that. And as she's sort of returning to her faith in the next few episodes, and she's kind of new at it and not sure if she's doing things right, I felt that myself. And so it's been a lovely experience to be able to transform along with the character, and let her influence me in many ways.
Wow, thank you. What was the hardest challenge? Maybe in season 1?
Well, Jesus is the most famous figure in all of human history. And so the hardest part, I think, is trying to decide when we're leaning into the divinity and when we're sort of emphasizing the humanity. For instance, at the end of this episode that you just saw, the fact that he knows her name and knows about this special verse in her life, that's maybe leaning into more of that divine knowledge. That's beyond human understanding. But just in a couple episodes from this one, in episode 3, we find he has a cut, he bleeds, he's a human, he's tending to his own wounds, he even brushes his teeth. So that's maybe emphasizing more of the human side. So I would say the greatest challenge is deciding when and how to balance those two components of his essence. Just it's a balancing act.
Do you listen to reactions on YouTube or on your website, or do you just focus on what you create?
Yeah, I mean, I try to read comments and interact with the fans when I can, because like Tyler said, 99% of them are positive. There are some negative every now and then, and maybe in the past it would have gotten to me a little bit more, but now I kind of enjoy the challenge, especially when it comes to little James. The idea that one of Jesus's apostles might not be healed of a physical disability is difficult for some people to grasp, and the relationship between faith and healing is really complicated. And every now and then I'll have someone that will tell me I need to pray harder or believe harder, and I enjoy the opportunity to offer a different perspective, that sometimes the type of healing we need isn't physical. And just because you're different, it doesn't mean that you're broken or unworthy or unlovable. And those were things that I had felt in the past, so I feel like it's important for me to kind of take a stand and say something whenever I have the chance.
Wow, thank you. Oké, mag ik een heel groot applaus voor Elizabeth Tabish, Jordan Ross en Tyler Thompson. Thank you so much. Blijf lekker hangen, laten we elkaar spreken.
Hoe vond je het vandaag?
Ja, ik vond het heel vet. Het gaat om Jezus en om wat hij te vertellen heeft. En wat hij vertelt is dat hij van je houdt en dat je erbij mag horen. Dus ik hoop dat Chosen daaraan bijdraagt. Ja.
Echt heel mooi. Ik zeg altijd, ik geloof dat Jezus het gezicht is van wie God is. En dat komt heel duidelijk door deze serie naar buiten.
Dus geloof je wel of niet, is wel een hele mooie manier om ook de jonge mensen, de jeugd, in aanraking te brengen met het verhaal van Jezus. Vind ik prachtig.
Vandaag zagen we de eerste aflevering van seizoen 1. En ik denk bij mezelf, ja, hoeveel mensen in onze maatschappij lijden aan een gebroken mentale gezondheid? Lijden misschien aan onzekerheid. En dan zie je zo'n verhaal, dan zie je Maria Magdalena omhelst wordt door Jezus. En ik denk dat dat heel veel hoop kan bieden, maar ook dat het echt het hart kan openen.
Ja, en als ik dan alleen aflevering 1 zie, eindig ik al met een brok in mijn keel over de goedheid van Jezus.
Dat zoveel mogelijk mensen in aanraking komen met Gods liefde en Jezus leren kennen. Nou, dat is wat je met deze serie volgens mij op een eigen tijdse manier kunt doen. En dat spreekt me heel erg aan.
Ja, ik denk dat het heel veel kan gaan brengen. Iedereen heeft een beeld ervan, ook heel veel christenen een bepaald beeld van Jezus, maar zeker niet-gelovigen. En ik denk dat dat beeld bijgesteld kan worden door het zien van deze serie. Ik denk dat de komende dagen wel meer afleveringen gaan kijken.
Ik denk dat het een heel strak plan is.
Ja, de Chosen.
Super vette serie. Ervaar Jezus dichterbij dan ooit.
Ik ben enthousiast.
Ga nu kijken.